Why do you think so many people have side businesses on top of their day jobs?
They're broke. I'm just kidding.
That is a fair argument. I'm probably not wrong.
That was a motivation for my first several side businesses. But for me, later on, it was because my day job had me in a box, and I just needed to express. I needed to do I needed to express myself and take it in another avenue.
I think a lot of people have a multiplicity of interests. They're multi-skilled. And just like Nola said, you're placed in a box when you're in a full-time day job and you need an outlet. But I think with COVID, it really opened up people to the idea that they had many interests. And when you're working from home, you're not using all the time that you did to travel to go to work. So it opened up avenues for them to express themselves. So I think the idea of having another job as an outlet is a great motivator. But other times I want to have flexibility and freedom in my life. And in order to do that, I need to have multiple streams or diversify the way I think about income coming in. So having a side business can allow you to create avenues that give you passive income. So you're making money while you're sleeping, or you're making money anytime. It's not dependent on you being actually there. And some people just want to take their skill set and share it with others. So that's where coaching comes in, counseling comes in, consulting comes in, that people want to help. And this gives them a way to do that.
Yeah, I found when I relied on my books as my main source of income, I stopped enjoying it as much. And then as soon as my main source of income started being my freelancing, and then I was doing the books on the side, it was just more enjoyable. And it felt like the pressure was off. Like it felt more like going through the motions when I was relying on my books to pay the bills constantly. And because of COVID, book sales are just nuts right now. There's no other way of putting it. And so it's not consistent, and therefore I can't rely on it. But generally speaking, you can rely on clients a lot of the time if they're good clients, obviously.
That's great. I know that when my day job was copywriting and then my side business was freelancing, I have to say that I was so burned out on writing, I did not want to then pick up a pen or a computer or a keyboard and start writing. So being able to do that, do what you love, and not have to rely on it as a business, I get it.
Yeah. And the thing is, what I like about client work is generally I do a few posts a week for a client, and then I can chill in the morning or in the evening working on my books. And it's such a different mindset shift, going from writing about mental health and HR to them writing about ghosts or celebrities. I'm literally in completely different worlds, but obviously books are quite a long-term undertaking. And with the client work, I get to tick them off at the end of each week. So I kind of get that dopamine fix where I feel like I've achieved something, even though the book is still in progress. So that really kind of helps me to stay motivated and feel like I've actually achieved something in the week. Because if you are just stuck in one world constantly, I personally find it really draining. Whereas having, like I say, the client work for different people and then 2 different book series going on and then podcast stuff, it kind of keeps me motivated and inspired a bit more than if I was just focusing purely on one thing all day, every day, which I did try last year, and it ended very, very badly.
That makes complete sense.
I think you tapped into something, Christina, really important, which is when you work for an employer, you're giving to the employer. And when you are doing something that is for yourself, there is an energy burst that comes with being satisfied. I have an outlet and I can direct that and share that. And it comes from me, but I'm sharing it with others and they're interested in it. And that's motivating because it says they want my knowledge, they want my stories, they want my creativity. And it feels like it's coming from in you. And I think when that happens, it opens up your world in a very huge way and you feel more energized rather than depleted.
Oh yeah, definitely. When it feels more like it's a dictatorship, which a lot of jobs unfortunately do, that's when I don't think that's the only time it leads to burnout. I think that's when people feel worse and start to hate how they pay the bills and kind of resent it more, I guess.
There's a structure that comes with working for an employer. And when you're the entrepreneur, when you're on that entrepreneurial journey, you're tapping into something within you that kind of combines your heart center and your intellect. So, if you're a creative type, there's the process of doing the work, but there's the love of doing it, the creation that happens, the freedom to do it your way. And you're more defined when you work for somebody else. So the motivation, I think, comes internally when you're creating the business, and it's externally when you're working for somebody else.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that can be really powerful. It can be terrifying as well. Like when I first became self-employed, trying to juggle my schedule and motivate myself to do stuff was really, really hard. And it probably took me, until about now, frankly, to be able to have enough of a schedule in place. And I've experimented with lots of different things to kind of get here. And it is, it's a case of trial and error to find what works for you.